నువ్వు కౌంట్ డౌన్ స్టార్ట్ చేస్తున్నావా?
Yeah, wait. I think, okay. I think the stream is already started. So, hi guys, this is Vinayak Tiller. It's been a while I've streamed, it took a long gap. I'm currently working on a website. I'll let you know, the details if I able to finish that website. So today, I'm starting this conversation series, and today our guest is G Sneha. Sneha, we met in Phule and Ambedkar Philosophical Center. She is a student of law and currently practicing in Hyderabad. So the one of the main reasons to invite approach Sneha for this inviting for these conversations is that uh, I think within the field of social science, uh, like the conversations, debate, whatever the discourse might be, we have. I think we have it like we should have it with honesty, right? Without honesty, there is no there is no direction. So I think Sneha is one of those persons who give a honest feedback. Whatever we say, she will give a honest feedback, and she is also part of law, which means like she is also part of larger state structure, right? So I think it's better to start conversation about this undiscovered or undiscussed field called political finance. So yeah, Sneha, hi.
Hello, Vinay. Thank you for the introduction.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
yeah, how is everything going? It's
yeah, it's good. So everything going good. Like, and finally the day has come to
yeah.
have a conversation with you.
Yeah, it
Good to
was
see
like
you.
we are planning for quite some time, but yeah, it finally happened
Yes,
today.
yes,
Yeah.
yes.
So the thing is, as I said, this discipline, the discipline called political finance, is not like no one knows about in India. Like people don't discuss. Like in universities also, they don't teach this discipline. At the same time,
Mm,
like any other discipline in social science, like though we don't formally study it, like but we know it, right? Because we are living in this society, so we know like the existence
true.
of the money and all the like the existence of finance and politics. We know it, but we don't study it formally. So I thought like
Yes.
I'm whenever when I was working in this field also, I don't have an idea that I was working in this field called political finance. I'm just like writing about this role of money, and I'm just
Yeah.
got to know after some time that I know this field is called political finance after that sometime. So
Okay.
even I think even like when we also start discussing, you also think, okay, this is called political, like you'll get that realization point,
Political.
okay,
Yeah.
this is,
Yes.
yeah, this is what
Hmm.
uh so
There is a subject also we need to talk.
yeah. So
We didn't spoke about it any time about
I
what are we
hitherto we
been
haven't
going through in
spoke.
our education.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So the theme I'm setting for these conversations is that I'll try to discuss these ideas within the political finance I have formulated, and
Okay.
the guest of today, Sneha, will reflect on this idea, and we'll have a conversation, and I'll try to convince people. I'll try to convince Sneha that this idea can change, and she will reflect honestly that whether it is like whether she have any concerns or not. So we will build out discussion, and let's see, like this is what we do in our life, right? Like we don't debate like in the TV channels. We just talk and hey, I have this
Yeah,
idea.
yes.
Okay, you say, okay, this is I have some problems with here. Like we can talk, we can discuss, we can maybe I'm not able to convince also. That's also fine, but having discussion conversations is very important.
Hmm.
So that is our
True,
goal
true.
for today. Yeah, Sneha. So so since I'm I will
Yes.
start with a question, okay? So we are living in democracy, right? Like you and me, we are living in
Yes.
democracy. But if we go like 4 5 generations back, like your forefather, like like four mother or like
Hmm.
grandmothers, they are not living in democracy. So and we also not conscious about this fact that we are living in democracy. We're just like, yeah, it's everything every day. Like this is
Yeah.
like no normalcy. Like what is democracy?
Yes.
From childhood also, from childhood we are living in democracy, right? So like
True.
if you are like, I want you to be conscious, like, for many generations, like for thousands of years, people not living in democracy, and suddenly we are very fortunate people, like we are now living in democracy. So like I
Mm.
just want to reflect, like,
Yes.
what it means to live in democracy. Like, if you think about your ancestors, that like, they are not lived in democracy and you are living in
Yeah.
democracy. Yeah, go ahead.
Yes, yes. So different in
Hey, can you
country as well.
just
I mean, like in
repeat?
the world as well.
Yeah, yeah. Just can you just repeat, because you're the I think there is a problem with net. Yeah, now you are
Okay.
audible. Yeah,
Now I am okay.
yeah.
So like yeah, even though in these days also we see many countries they do not have a democracy. There is a rule of monarchy or type of government system is there, and we are fortunate to be a part of a democracy. Like we will be electing our own. What do you say? Whatever the person we are representing, that we have an authority, we have a power to elect them, so it is good. Like we will be in selecting the persons who represent us, so that's good then.
So yeah, like it's fortunate time to live, right? Like if you were to
Yeah,
live in
yes,
dictatorship and if you have a problem with
it is
government,
very difficult.
yeah, yeah.
True.
So today, like,
Now we can raise the questions and we
yeah,
can like ask for our rights, and we can just fight for our own rights.
yeah. To put it simply, like living in democracy is like, for example, if you are living in a room and if our voice is tied with a cloth, you can't like talk. And within
Yes,
dictatorship
yes.
also we can't talk. In democracy, like
Talk.
we can freely, freely talk, right? That is the, like we
Talk.
can put
Yeah.
it that simply. But
Yes.
like yeah, as we said, like living in this democracy is like a great thing, a great achievement in itself. But then but do you also have any problems with, are you satisfied with this democracy, or do you have any problems with it? That is a quick no. No, I'm not.
Obviously, obviously we have problems, we have issues. Even though we are in democracy, still we are struggling so many things. So yeah, we have a issue, we have a problem, we need to
So we
set few
somewhere we
things.
think like, like we are like immensely dissatisfied with the ruling class, right? Like we're like,
True.
these people doesn't represent us. Like I'm not feeling like I'm
Hmm.
ruling like that. They are doing
Hmm.
something else. I
Hmm.
wouldn't have done that. So this sense of
Yes.
alienation, like like this is not the ideal case. Like this is not the ideal governance. That's what we feel, right? Like it is democracy, that, but we feel like alienated from the power. And because,
Hmm. Yes.
and the reason is that, like we think that like though we have power in democracy, like we can vote, but we feel this sense of compromise. Like we don't
Hmm.
vote for our parties. Like like for example, if there is a party we like about, like like if there is a candidate, like you want to vote, but we have second thoughts to voting them, because we think that, what if this candidate does not win, right? So
Hmm.
there are
Hmm.
these problems, right? So this
Hmm.
democracy is full of compromises, if I have to put in that way, right?
Hmm. Yes.
So yeah, like
Sometimes we want to choose the capable person, but sometimes it's like nobody is there. Choosing out of the best is like somewhat
ah
it's good.
like electing the
Worse than best.
lesser evil. Yeah, yeah,
Lesser even. Yeah, we
yeah,
can do that.
yeah. This
We can say
party
that.
is
Yeah.
fascist. At least this party is corrupt, but this is not fascist like that. Like we talk in our
True.
private conversation, like, okay, this person is bad, but not bad as that person. Like we
Not bad as this.
yeah. So like
Yeah.
like we encounter this these words, like like I like, for example, I really want to vote this for this party, this is the best party, but if I vote this for this party, this will be a wastage of vote, right? That like we
Hmm.
listen in our daily life, right, Sneha?
Yeah, I have listened this when I was like voting a few years, like last year. So when there is a panchayat elections, and also where there is an like ward elections, ward member elections
uh
were going on in my village. Then I was like heard this very first time. Like don't vote for her. Your vote is going to be
Ah,
wasted. Instead,
wasted.
vote for somebody else. Yeah, so that
So
I
we
have heard for the first time.
yeah, yeah. So go on, like, so, uh, uh, what I'm saying is like if you're not voting for winning cause, they think that the vote is wasted,
It's
right?
going to be wasted. Yeah, yeah. That is the first time I was like thought, is it? It's like there is a scenario like my vote going.
My net issues as well. I'm not sure about it.
I just
But
have recharge full, so I don't know.
come again, come again.
Maybe here it's no, maybe it's raining here. Maybe that may
Oh,
be an
it's
issue.
fine. I think it's fine. Now we are back. Yeah. So
Hmm.
we encounter this, right, a lot. Like we encounter this that
True.
this our vote's going to be wasted, and
Hmm.
and we also have this language of like these are the mainstream parties and these are the not like these are the
Hmm.
alternative,
Hmm.
or like people just call like put their names like these are two progressive parties, all of that. And
Hmm.
sometimes I feel like though we are in democracy, I feel like there is a lot of inequality. Like there is mainstream party, there is like even candidates. These are the main, like they are in the winning race. These people are not like
Hmm. Hmm.
this
Hmm.
language of like some people are important, some people are not important. Uh,
Hmm.
like when you listen to this, I think like I just always wonder like what it takes to be in this winning race, or what it takes to be like to be in that winning realm, like uh
Hmm.
or what it takes to even contest in elections also, because we feel that in democracy everyone is equal, we all have equal value because everyone has one vote, right? So
Yes.
we think we all have equal value in democracy, in politics also. That's also true.
Hmm.
And if you look at democracy also, it's not like voting rights are not for everyone in the history, right? In some areas the
Yes.
voting
Yes.
rights are only reserved to property owners. The voting rights are
Hmm.
not there for people like for the
Adult
working class.
franchise, it's just came like after the constitutional amendments. It have been implemented. Before that, it was not there.
Yeah, yeah. So like
Like
even like
even 21 to 18 years of age, also it's been amended.
yeah.
So.
So yeah, adult franchise came later, but from like before that, like all over the world, people like there is no proper like the everyone does not have voting rights. And
Yes.
like there is this Norway, like Norway, Denmark, these countries like Norwegian countries, like whatever they call. And in those
Hmm.
countries, like they have, like for example, if someone has 100 acres of land, that person have 100
Hmm.
votes, you know. Yeah,
Oh.
if a farmer, like if a person have 50 acres, he will have 50 votes.
50
So
years. Acha,
the votes are
acha.
proportional to the wealth they possess.
Uh-huh. I'm
So
not aware of this franchise.
in some villages, what they happen, like five families have 500 acres, like they own 500, so they own like five families own 500 votes, and the rest of the
Oh,
village only
oh.
votes own 100 or
Very less
150
or
votes. So
huh.
if these five people vote for one party, they will win.
It's going to be when.
So
Yeah.
that was also used to be case, back in those days. So from
Okay.
there, we came to a stage where like no matter what wealth you possess, no matter what, like if
Hmm.
whether you are rich or poor or master or slave, or
Hmm.
like whatever this grammar what we have in the olden age, like previously that was not relevant anymore. Everyone has one vote. The universal adult
Yes.
franchise was given.
Yes.
And but and people think that we are like we got this equal status, everyone is equal, everyone has only one vote. So if
Hmm.
we have problems in this current democracy, that is our fault. We are not voting for our proper, like our parties. We're not like even like if you look at social justice discourse, if you look at anti-caste discourse, they'll say like we are 90%, but we are not in power because we are not
Hmm.
voting for our parties. That's the discourse, right? So but
Yes.
but but
Yes.
like okay, for voting we are all equal. There is no second thought in it. But what it takes to contest,
Hmm.
if you
Hmm.
have to contest in election, what is the big thing you need to have? Like what is the first qualification for contesting? If tomorrow in
Ah,
general
so
elections you have to contest, what is the first thing you have to arrange?
The constitution given me the separate rights, but the local given me only the wealth opportunity to
Ah,
be a part of the race.
yeah, yeah. So nominally, like we can contest, like we can go and
We can
file an
contest, yes.
nomination, we can
Mhm,
contest. But to
nomination.
actually
Yeah.
be in the race, that's what I'm saying. To
Eh,
actually be in the mainstream, you need
yeah.
to, hold a lot of wealth,
We.
right?
Yes.
So
Yes.
this is where political finance comes into picture. Like, there is money in politics, so let's just
Mm.
study that
Mm.
money. Like if I like,
Mm.
and people, there is, again, today we have various studies like how much money is spending in elections. So like people say that,
Mm.
within Andhra Pradesh, like for every MLA constituency, there at least, on average, people will spend at least 12 to 15 crores for elections or something like that. uh,
Mhm.
so to be like, to contest in election. So if this is the criteria, is, to become an MLA or like, or any other, like for MP there is a figure around 50 crores, around that. So if this is the qualification one needs to have to contest in election, one need to have 14 15 crores. How many people are eligible? Like, again, there is you and I suddenly
Very few.
does not fall into that category anymore. If some party
Never.
says, yes, Neha, you want to contest? No, Sarah, I don't have 15
No,
CR.
sir.
Right?
Maybe not my grandchildren too. If I start earning from now.
Yeah, yeah. So suddenly money becomes this one big thing, right? The contesting thing.
Yes.
And let's say,
Yes.
Sneha, just let's imagine that you have this 15 CR, like just 15
Hmm.
CR, and if you spend this 15 CR and you won in this election, okay, you spend all your money and you won in this election, and give me a honest reaction: do you corrupt or not? If you spend all your money, you left with no choice, right?
No, many come, yes, many come for like when we are spending 1 rupee, they'll just think that we need to earn double of it. Like
Yeah,
all
because
the
there is no point,
political,
right?
maybe most of the political leaders they do. Only very few are there who are inspiration. Like they'll be keep on investing, but they are very few from.
Yeah, but I don't come across one. Like, can you like people, some old school politicians like from communist parties, they don't spend, and
Hmm.
they win because, because of the local traditional support they have. They
Yes.
are living like I
Yes.
think this is the mostly case within, the area where what can I near to the forest, constituencies, like
Hmm.
not so
Hmm. Hmm.
urban constituencies, where we
Yes.
have
Yes.
huge scheduled tribe population, where
Hmm.
the party is like very active within the public, and they don't, in those scenarios I see that like, that thing happening. But other than that,
Hmm.
money is like a very important thing.
Sorry.
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah.
So
Huh.
and if you like, even me also, if I spend all my money in the election, and my compulsion is like I
Hmm.
have to earn the money back, otherwise I can't contest for
Yeah.
the next election, right? How can I
Next
contest? so
elections.
so so
Hmm.
it's so bare, like, it's not, like, for example, it's not also immoral also, right? Like, it's not immoral thing to corrupt in politics once you're spending money, because it's only earning the money back. It's like investing in a business, and you're expecting
Business
the
and
returns, right? Similarly, you're putting your money in politics, and you're expecting the money back. So that's where, like, corruption
hmm.
is it's not immoral. Like, every politician, like, every second, not second, like, every politician do corruption, and it doesn't, like, they don't feel like, if you put a room full of
Huh.
politicians, and they don't feel ashamed, accepting that, I am, like, earning this money through corruption, because they have their reasons, like, I've spent this much money, bro. What do I have to do? Like, so like, publicly they don't say, because they can't say like that,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
that's the
Hmm.
scenario, right? So how
Hmm.
can you, like, the point is that, uh, and okay, now let's talk about this thing, like, why this much of amount of money is, like, is spending. And some of the intellectuals, like, mostly they blame poor, like, poor are selling their votes.
Hmm.
Therefore,
Hmm.
we have to spend a lot of money because of these poor people, because we have to buy their votes, otherwise they don't vote. A lot of narratives are goes like this, right? Even you might
Hmm.
also hear, right, people say that,
Yeah, but I don't think like very well, like poor only being into this race of like selling their vote.
Yeah,
Everybody like
but
now,
generally
ha,
society put
general
blame on
perception is like, yeah,
that
generally
we
perception is like they don't have a money, so we are giving them the money
otherwise they
to
don't vote,
buy
like
their
people
vote.
goes on like
Yeah,
that,
the
right? but
yes, yes.
but my point is that that is not the only expenditure wants to in politics, right? They don't only
Hmm.
spend for buying votes, they also spend for posters, they also spend for campaigning, they also spend, it's like they
Yes,
spend
for
for
the
a lot of things.
campaigning.
Yeah, for cadre.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, like
They'll be
for,
having volunteers. They want to give for the volunteers as
yeah,
well.
so money they spend in a lot of areas, right?
Yes.
So if that is the case, like even like let's assume that there is no culture of buying these votes, but still there is money.
Hmm.
And once you put money, you
Hmm.
have to earn the money back. And if
Hmm.
and earning the money is necessity. Like if you don't earn the money, you are lost. Like it's like a gamble. It's like it's a bet match. Like if you put all your money and your life is at risk. And like for
Hmm.
example, today let's you and me are talking, and you don't
Hmm.
lose anything if you accept in the end that okay, Vinayak, your idea is good. If or I don't lose anything if I say, like if you say that Vinayak, your idea have flaws, because there is nothing
Yeah.
at stake, right? You and I
Hmm.
haven't invested any money into it, we're just us
Hmm.
talking. But
Having
for if you
conversation.
put politicians like this, if you put politicians of opposite parties like this, they already started discussing, they were abusing each other because their lives are at stake. They have to shout down on
Yeah.
each other at any cost because that's what they have to do,
Hmm.
right? Their lives, they put a lot of money and there is no dialogue because because they put their lives, they put a lot of money.
There's always a criticize happening between each other.
Yeah, they'll scold. Criticism is a very lighter word. They'll abuse.
They'll abuse each other.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So and 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 like even like what I believe is, like if you are criticizing someone, like if like for example a parent is beating their child, right? And if you want to criticize that, our standard of criticism should be like, what, if I were you, I would have uh,
Done that.
beaten
Hmm.
like the
Yeah.
child like that, right? I wouldn't have
Hmm.
done that. That should be our criticism, right?
Yes, yes.
um yeah, if you, like, because like we wouldn't have done that. But but we can't criticize politicians because if like it's not who is doing it. If you put money, everyone
Hmm.
has to do that. So the thing I'm saying is that no matter who, like it's not about person or morals anymore. It's about the system. If you invest money, you have to earn the money back. And this investment, what it does, it will only allow people who have wealth, or who can acquire, or who can, what we can call, like at least mobilize the wealth. I might not have it.
Hmm.
At least I can mobilize. I have a few, a businessman around me. At least I can mobilize it. Well, people who have or who can mobilize the wealth, they can only participate in the real sense,
Yes,
and
yes.
and 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 they have the so the people who can't do that can't participate in elections, right? So the large chunk of people are excluding, and even the people who are within the politics, they can't talk freely, or like they can't because they have these compulsions. They have to do corruption, they have to win at any cost. Losing it is almost like going bankrupt. People lose a lot of money. So because of this
Hmm.
existence of private money, because we are bringing politicians, they are bringing private money into politics, because of this aspect, democracy is getting, it's like it's getting spoiled. There is no dialogue, there is no like right, like so people has
Yes,
to
yes.
they'll do strategies, they'll defame others, they'll do all sorts of
Hmm.
things, apart from
Yeah.
actually having dialogue, or talking
Hmm.
sanely. So like okay, I want you to like share your experience, or like what do you think, like are you agreeing on until this part,
Yes,
or
yes, yes. I'm agreeing. I'm agreeing to this. Like what you have said is true. Like when they invest money, they just wanted to, what do you say, regain that money one or the other way. If not, why do they invest? And the other thing, what you have said is also like true. People like Would you have like raised it? The second point is when we are investing into something, there'll be like regaining something the in one or the other way. So I'll agree with these points. And
Yeah, and we
yeah,
can't and we also can't criticize them because we can
yes, yes,
criticize a
because
parent
we
abusing the children because that's not the correct way to do
true.
it, and we won't do that.
Yeah.
But if we also invest our money in politics, we also corrupt. There is
Huh.
no
Again,
criticism in
if
that.
if I only have in the, if let's say a company we are having, if we are not having any share in the company, I cannot tell the company to do or to take my points to your company. If I am investing, I have something or the other authority just to ask them what you're doing, or I just have, what do you say, authority to ask the questions as well.
Yeah,
Am I not connected?
yeah, yeah. Connect. You are connected. You are connected.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. So I think okay, let's just list out some things like what we have discussed right now. Like because of this existence
Mm.
of private money, not everyone, not you and me,
Mm.
can participate in
Yeah,
democracy. So
yes,
so our
yes.
wealth in a way determines our participation. If you have a lot of wealth, you
Mm-hmm.
can have you can participate a lot. If I don't have a lot of wealth, I can't
Yes.
participate. So there is that. So there is exclusion. Only few can participate in the real sense, and the people who are participating also have compulsions. They also have to do compromises, right? People say, see, I
Mm.
always hear this argument that there is no internal democracy within the political parties, right? Like you
Mm.
do you have ever come across
Yes,
this
yes. We
criticism?
just have that. Yeah. We will be listening that. Even the party persons are also not being with connected with each other.
Yeah, with the
They
cadre, they are
don't
not
have
listening
a
to their cadre.
same common interest. Yes, yes. No
Yeah.
common interest of things going together.
Yeah, like there is this hierarchy, like the party chief is not considering their MLAs, their MLAs are not considering their cadre. Like these internal
Cadres.
we
Yeah, yeah.
always like every party is like this only, right? There is no internal democracy,
Mm.
and like what I believe is like they once if I let's say I you are an MLA, let's just assume for this conversation,
Mm.
and you are spending like a lot of money. And you are hiring me as a cat, or even I am working as a cadre, and you are giving me money to survive. And what internal
Mm.
democracy can we expect from this? Like you are giving money. If I say, hey, Sneha, what we are doing is not right.
What?
Vinayak, I am giving you
Yes.
money. You shouldn't.
You just do. You
Yeah,
just obey me.
yeah. That bossism is always there,
Yeah.
right?
Yes, it will be there.
Yeah, like we can't question our bosses. That's a thumb rule in anywhere. So if there is no
Hmm.
internal
I don't
democracy,
think like parties give that that freeness or the democracy, like to have a discussion with each and everybody,
yeah.
uh, to collectively decide the manifesto or something like
Ah,
that. They just obey whatever the authorities are telling.
and the reason is this. The reason is the existence of money. If I am spending money, why should I have
Hmm.
listened to them? Like that. If I
Yes,
am spending a
yes,
lot of
yes,
money, they are
yes.
spending small amount of money. Okay, I have a bigger say. It's that
Hmm.
it's like so what I'm like you go any you raise any problem within the current politics, and if
Hmm.
track down its root cause, the root
Hmm.
reason will be money. The money
Hmm.
is the main problem for the current political setup. So and the thing
Hmm.
is like the politicians has to do corruption. We also discussed that there is a necessity for politicians to do to do corruption, right? And how can
Hmm.
they do? They can't do like if they are not like a small they don't do petty corruption, right? Like they don't go and
Hmm.
collect money under the table, right? They have to do
Yeah.
organized crime, which means they have to deal with police, and they have to do
Hmm.
with other bureaucracy, or like for what I'm saying is like they will
It's a
corrupt the
larger.
they
La-
corrupt the entire system. Otherwise, they can't do.
yeah.
Yeah. So for a lot of problems, for every problem, whether it is a gender, we'll say that there is no act like there is no representation, appropriate representation of women's in politics. The reason women does not have say in their wealth, right? They can't just go and spend 16 crore
Hmm.
rupees, even they have like, they don't socialize that much. So the
Yes,
reasons
yes.
are again the money, and people from like from Bahujan communities
I
does
don't
not.
think they don't socialize, but they are being restricted to be socialized.
Yeah, yeah. The reason is like I'm saying they are conditioned, like they have
Yes,
restrictions
yes,
to like that, and
yes,
they
yes.
like for
Yeah.
spending wealth also, like they don't allow to do that,
They
like
have so many restrictions. Yes, yes,
restrictions.
not
That's what
allowed
I'm
to.
saying. And even from like people say
Mm.
that the even like people from Bahujan community also, they are not doing because they don't have that much wealth. Every for
Wealth,
every
yeah.
problem, if you bought, if even if you ask any a leader from Bahujan politics, anti-caste politics, they'll say we don't have enough resources to run a political party. We don't have enough
Mm.
resources, and these resources, what is the resources? Again, money, right? If you have money, you can get any
Yes.
resources. So what I'm
Mm.
trying to say is that everything is boiled down to having money. If money is the biggest thing, and if you like spend private money, and you are like you have to do corruption. And this is where I am kind of proposing public funding system. So
Mm.
what we are saying is that, okay, funding is very important. We need funds, we need resources, and this whole dialogue of zero budget, have you ever come across
Yes,
zero
yes.
budget
I
politics?
came across
What is your
zero
opinion
budget.
on it?
Yeah.
What is your opinion on zero budget politics?
No, like I don't think so. It is possible because like we need to invest money in one or the other way.
Yeah,
Maybe uh, for campaigning. Let's
yeah,
suppose for campaigning, you'll be investing either from your own pocket, right?
yeah.
So I
So
don't think
yeah,
how it
yeah.
works, how
I
zero
have a
budget
joke,
policy.
I have a joke. Like the zero budget politics is like zero budget traveling only. With 0 rupees, do you
Uh,
go?
you can't travel. Yes,
Yeah, you
true.
can't go anywhere. You have to buy tickets. Okay. But for
Yes,
tickets, you need
true.
money to travel, to take
At
a
least
Uber.
maybe like you said now, like we may not like give money for buying or selling, but at least for campaigning, or at
Yeah,
least whether let to know the audience, like you will be in the
yeah, yeah,
position, you will be voting, you need to invest something or the other thing. At
yeah,
least for the banner you will be
yeah.
investing something or the
Yeah,
other
yeah.
one.
So whenever come
So
across people who are saying like we have to do zero budget politics, you have to do
it's
zero
not
politics, I'm
possible.
like, okay, you have to sit in your home and do then. Because apart
It
from that,
maybe like you maybe there is a restriction in the not zero budget, but there may be restricting, like you cannot buy or sell. Our policies are not against to the buying or selling, is that is okay, but completely zero budget
yeah,
will
there
be
is
going,
okay,
that
I will
is
tell you
like.
one thing. Like for example, tomorrow
Hmm,
I will say like, Sneha, I'm going to start a new party, new political party,
hmm,
and you don't okay,
hmm,
leave about campaigning also. You don't need to do any campaigning, but what you have to do is like you
hmm,
have to work in my office for all 5 years. And can you do it that
hmm.
with the zero budget without any salary? No one can do. See, if someone says,
No.
okay, I'm okay with not having a salary and working, they might have passive
Hmm.
income, which means they might have some additional
Yes,
sources of income. So they are okay. I okay.
income.
Yeah, and
True.
how many people can afford such a thing, right? People, everyone needs.
Right.
So that's what I'm saying. If you treat,
Everybody yeah, everybody needs to earn, like they
yeah,
can't,
so
they are not into
so
investing completely into something free.
yeah, yeah. That's what I'm saying. See, if you understand politics is labor, like what
Hmm.
teachers do, or what a software, or what farmer do, or what carpenter do. Similarly, if you understand politics is labor, you will thought about compensation. Like they need to get some money for doing politics, for working as cadre, for working in the political office, or monitoring whatever, like on ground, or whatever activities we do on ground for all 5 years. For every, at least
Hmm.
not give about 5 years, for every month we need money, right, to sustain, or like to have a
Yes.
livelihood, to sustain our families. So having money, having a budget, having salaries is very important. And people who argue for zero budget politics, I think they don't know they don't know anything about real life. Or some people are
Yeah,
like
it is difficult.
and it also becomes a fashion to talk about zero budget, and people also talking it because it's a
No,
fashion.
another
Yeah,
another fashion word is again.
yeah, yeah. So I look
Yeah.
cool. I look cool on TV.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, yeah.
Just a second, I'll drink water, I'll
Yeah,
just,
it's
can
fine.
you
Yeah.
please close my, like I am unable to operate my laptop.
Uh, Okay, I'll do one thing.
You
Wait.
just um,
You in below there will be an icon for video, right?
yes, yes, but I am unable to operate mine. That is the reason. I
Wait, I
don't
will
know
just
why I'm unable
stop
to.
screen sharing. Then you might stop presenting. See now, are you able to do it?
Yes, please. Yeah, thank you.
Wait. I will just then. Okay, now you are not visible.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. It's fine.
Yes, please. When I am ready.
Okay. Wait. Yeah. So what we're discussing
Yeah.
is that people just talk about zero budget because they look cool on TV. So they just
Yeah,
say,
it
yeah,
is like in.
it's not reality, right? We can't afford it. You can't afford. I can't afford. Many people, like 99% people, can't afford that politics. And and and
Mm,
I think it's very important for us to think about having a proper compensation. If you don't properly finance our politics, if someone else is putting their money, if some big industry is putting their money, they'll do for like they will do it for their own interest, right? So
yes.
yeah. Wait a second. I think yeah. So yeah. So I think it's so. What I'm saying is that it is very important to have. I think we have to like carefully think about how should we have to finance this politics, how should we have to finance this cadre. Otherwise,
Yeah.
we will so okay, let's now see. I strongly believe in this one thing, like whenever I'm writing book or like anything, like I'll always believe that I'm in like for at least for the sake of writing, I always believe in that, like I was in the power of like position of power. Like for example, when I'm writing
Okay.
anything, I feel like I'm the founding father of India, or something like that.
Okay.
So whatever I write now
Okay.
will be the fate. It's not like
Ah,
whatever I write
okay.
goes to vain, or like it's I should or I should only
Okay.
write the criticism. I feel like
Mm-hmm.
this is the policy for tomorrow. So whatever I'll write will gonna
Hmm.
happen. It actually gonna happen. No
Yeah.
matter
The
how big this,
proposing the things.
yeah, like no matter how big it is, like so I think like
Mm-hmm.
it might gonna happen, and that's what I think. Like, and I also want you
Yeah.
I want you to like to think this as well. I want we like let's just do this thought experiment where we think like you and me are the founding fathers of India or founding mothers,
Okay.
and so like the gender neutral
Okay.
term, forefathers or four
I got it.
ancestors or whatever it is. This language is
Yeah,
so
yeah.
sexist. This does not
Thank,
have.
thank you, thank you for giving me that
uh,
imagination power.
yeah. But so let's think like that,
Hmm.
uh, and what should be our proposal? Like how should, like we are saying private money is not good for democracy. There will be corruption.
Hmm.
Inevitably there will be corruption.
Hmm.
So then how should we finance them?
Hmm. We need to think that in a larger part, like how the money will be circulated
Yeah,
among
for
ourselves.
political
Like,
parties. See, so okay, I will
yes.
narrow it down. See, this economist, he's called as father of capitalism, Adam Smith. You might already heard of him, right?
Hmm.
So
Hmm. Hmm.
what he
Yeah.
said
Yeah.
is like in his book Wealth of Nations, he simply said, if you're calling an institution as a public institution, make sure that institution has to be financed with government money. So all
Okay.
courts are private institutions, public institutions, right? And courts, like how do we finance our courts? Like government give money, like government give salaries to judges or the other staff in the court. And how do we finance a
Hmm.
government school? How do we finance it our defense, or how do we finance any revenue office? We all do it with our
Hmm.
government money, public money, right? So that's what Adam Smith said.
Yes.
If you're calling an institution as a public institution, make sure that institution has to be financed with government money, public money. Now my question is this: that are political parties public institutions or private institutions?
They are public.
Right? Otherwise they might not serve in the interest of public, right? See, if I am
Yes.
setting a shop,
Public. Yeah.
right? at last I'll think about how like what are my profits. Like there is like, the ownership element is always there, right? If I am owning something,
Mm,
if I am
mm,
running a business,
mm.
like there is like the interests are like the people who are financing, people who are putting their money, they have their interests, and if there is no legitimate
Yes.
way to earn the money back, and people okay, for doing business you can have legitimately, if you are like establishing a private school,
Mm.
there are fees, right? Like fees, through fees you can
Please, yeah,
collect money,
there'll be.
and that there,
Hmm.
at least there is
Hmm.
legally that's not corruption in that sense. But for politics
Hmm.
there is no
Hmm.
legitimate way to earn the money back. If you are spending this money, you can't earn
Yeah.
like that, right?
That's.
So
Hmm.
so so if we are calling political parties as public institutions, and like, then we have to finance them with public money, right? Like we are financing our schools, government schools, or court, or any
Yes.
other thing. So do you agree that public political parties has to be public institutions? Do you agree on that part?
Yes, yes, because they need to work for the public, right? So it should be
Yeah,
for the public, public
if private
institution.
people put their money, they will there will be their interest also in it, right?
Yes.
So it will
Yes,
be
yes.
it will be good
So
if we,
in case of like electoral bonds, recent
yeah,
case,
yeah.
the
They have what they have done is like they brought this element of secrecy. People need not to disclose their names while, or whatever the electoral
yeah,
bond discourse is. But
yes.
it is better for
So
us to,
there, in that case, again, like private authority will be like funding most, and there will be the private ruling will be more than the
yeah,
public
yeah. This is called
instructions or the
private
things.
funding system, where private people
Yes.
fund their with their own money. So what we are
Yes.
like for as a solution, what we are saying is that we can have public funding system. Okay,
Hmm.
so within public funding system, like no, okay, now I've almost forgot. Like there is one fundamental difference between political parties and the other public institutions, like whether it is court or government school, government hospital, or police station. What is this fundamental difference? Okay, in a given area or given a constituency, let's say, how many courts will be there? There will be one district court in a district, right? There will be
District
like,
court.
yeah.
Yes.
So there will be one police station in a given, in like whatever the area
Yes.
has, there will be one school in given area. Like there will
Yeah.
be
Area.
constant
Particular
number, like
area.
there will be constant number of offices. There will be one hospital for given, let's say,
Yes.
a town. There will be one hospital for this town or something like that. So the number is
Mm.
constant.
Mm.
But when it
Yes.
comes to political parties, how many political parties can exist in a given area? Like there can be many, right?
There
Like,
can be many.
yeah, then how can you fund? That is a big question. Okay,
Mm.
school is one school
Yes.
we can fund where there are like five teachers are working in there. Okay, we go into finance, like give salaries to five teachers. But there are too many political
Mm.
parties. How can you fund those many political parties? That is the question.
Mm.
Like that's what people say. Like, okay, we can call political parties as
Yes.
public institutions because like we all, you said that if only for public we finance it with public money, we can, without this corruption and all, we can work. Otherwise
Yeah.
yeah, there are problems what we are discussing from last 30 minutes or so. uh, so
Yes.
so that's why we call political parties as public institutions. But now we are saying that how can we finance these many parties? Like like can you, okay, let's just take a small guess. Can you guess how many political parties present in Telangana? Can you give me a number?
No, they're major. It's like they're major parties, and like a individual person also, like they'll be coming to the voting
Yeah,
system,
yeah.
right?
So
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 we
there
can't
there can
say
be
like
many number of
from
political parties, right?
many number of parties. Yeah.
So this is a big problem, right? And
Hmm.
for this, what we are proposing as solution is that, okay, parties can be too many in number, parties can be a variable, and you can't design a
Hmm.
financial policy for variable, like, which is keep changing, and it's also very big in number. How can you finance, and what
Hmm.
basis you finance? But what I'm trying to say is that, okay, we might have too many political parties, but we have constant in democracy. The constant is the number of people. We don't change, right? The number of people in a
Yeah.
given area does not change, given village does not change.
Yes.
So, and we also vote.
Yes.
We also participate in election through voting. What, like,
Hmm.
my proposal is like we have to link this funding political parties through vote to voting. So we only have
Okay.
given, so we only have constant number of people, so we only have constant number of
Hmm.
votes, and these votes will be distributed among the whatever parties we have. So if we finance the political
Hmm.
parties with the basis of vote we have, like the votes we have,
Hmm.
so that won't be a problem, right? Like this party might have
Yes.
17% vote, that might party might have 28% of stage of vote, that party might have 46% of vote, and they can win in election. But still, whatever the number of political parties you have, we can effectively fund them, whatever the number they might be, with the basis of vote. So with this formula, what I'm
Hmm.
trying to say is that we can finance any number of political parties. So yeah, like
Okay.
how do you think
I.
about this idea?
It's good, but the thing is, like, when you're like giving this amount of share to the persons, like there is also, see, one in an area, in a particular area, for suppose there, like, out of percentage is like only registered 56 in Hyderabad. If you see, it does not
Mhm.
cross even 50% of voting, right?
Yeah, yeah,
It's like only 40% of votes are being registered. I mean, like they vote to the
yeah,
people.
yeah. The voting
And what about
percentage
the
only.
remaining percentage? Is
So, so,
very less.
so you are
What
saying
about the
that
remaining
what
percentage?
about the people who doesn't vote, right?
Yes. And what about their calculation of money again? How you will be calculating that money?
See, okay, that is an interesting question. But see, what we can do is like, okay, but they are also not participating in making government also. They are not voting. They are not
Hmm.
using electing government also, right? What can we do if
Yes,
people
yes.
doesn't turn up and vote? Voting is,
Okay.
it's okay. What I'm saying is that it is their fault that they are not voting. We can't do much about
Okay. So that amount is not being calculated
no,
here,
no, no,
right?
no, no, no. See, whatever percent we have, we assume that as 100%, and among that we'll
Hmm.
distribute. Like for example, let's say like there are 200 people in our village or something like that. Only 100 people voted, 100 people does not voted. And what is the
Hmm.
percentage of voting? We will say 50% only voted. But what we assume is
Hmm.
this 50% is 100%, and like you
Okay.
understand,
Okay.
and
Okay.
within that
Yeah, yeah,
we'll
got it.
calculate percentage
That
and so on.
will be calculating.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, that is the idea. Apart from that technical
Okay.
idea, like, do you think any do you have any issues or reflections to this particular idea of financing political parties with the basis of vote?
It's a good idea. Like,
Yeah, 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 right.
I, huh, it's a good idea.
Yeah, we are voting for political
I mean,
parties.
this is the fresh idea because we haven't been traditionally doing that. So
Yeah,
it's a fresh idea. If we need to see how it goes.
yeah.
Like,
So
then if you like, what are the money, like if we are giving to the parties which are minor parties, or the fresh candidates being coming, that will be helpful for them. Like
yeah,
they'll be building up for the next elections, or
yeah,
investing that amount into their own party setup and all, so that will be good idea.
yeah. Great. So this is what my idea. See, today, like if we put private money and if you lose election, what it means?
Hmm.
You're lost a bet game.
Yeah,
All your
lost.
money is gone.
Yes.
But here, even the losing parties who does not have lot of fund, like who does not have lot of
Hmm.
losing parties also, they might not form government. They might not become an MLA or MP, but still they will
Hmm.
get
Hmm.
fund, and with that fund they can open an
Yes. Yes.
office, and they can give salaries to the cadre. And salaries,
Yes.
if you
Yes.
if you give salary, I will go to like office for every day, right? Because that's what we want to do. We
Yeah.
want to get salary and work, right? And that will
We
be the
will
case
work.
in
We'll work with dedication.
yeah, that too, right? If the money is not coming from an industrialist or some private person, we don't. There is no. bossism, that right, there will be a team spirit.
Yes,
Like
yes,
for example, let's say
yes.
like we are part of a political party and our party is publicly funded, which means the government is the government is giving money on the basis of vote. So what will we think? Like the
Mm,
people have voted for us and the money is coming from the
mm,
government. So that we shouldn't show loyalties to any big leader because they are not giving their money. So the money is coming from government. The
yes.
votes on basis of the vote, like people are voting. So where our loyalties will go? They will be with people, right? Our interest will be with people. There is no third person, right?
Mm,
There is, so we don't need to
mm,
now if someone is giving money and they are saying that okay, abuse that person, we have to do that because we have to act
mm.
in their interest, like whatever they say. Okay,
Yes, yes.
we have to do, right? Whatever the MLA say, we have to do. Like or whatever the people who are giving the money to us, whatever they say, we have to do because we are answerful to them. But now the money is coming from the government and everyone is equal. First of all, in the office everyone is equal.
Yes,
There might be a leader.
yes, yes.
For
No.
example, in
Hmm.
cricket team also there might be one person as a leader, but everyone has to play, right?
Team leader.
Yeah, yeah. So there is this
Yes,
the hierarchies
yes, yes.
won't exist in that sense. Everyone is equal. One person
Hmm.
might be a leader. That will be the case.
Yeah.
Okay, I want you to reflect even more. Like, what else do you think? What are the other benefits, or what are the other drawbacks? Whatever you
Yeah,
think.
like the one more thing I just have written. Wait a second. So you said like distribution of money, and so if like we will be like noticing few things in the elections campaigning, and like one person or a minor party will be coming. So it's been seen these recent elections also, uh, maybe assembly elections or whatever. We'll be like generally noticing the things like party they'll be standing, they'll be nominating, and they'll withdraw the nomination, not in a fear of they are not elected, but some people just come for the money sake.
Uh,
They just want to come in a race, and they'll take money from the major parties, and they just again withdraw their nomination.
yeah, yeah.
So that will be seeing. And what are you are telling public finances again, sorry, the political finances again, if like they want to come, and what if they take the money from the government and they just withdraw, they don't show up in the next elections. So
So yeah,
the
okay.
again,
What you are
uh,
saying is that if someone takes money and what if they withdraw, right?
huh.
So we can put
So
similar
we
like for,
this cost maybe
yeah, yeah. I
whatever
understand.
you showing up, whatever you are showing up an idea that will be benefited. Like I am invested, so I am investing the money, so that will be benefited for me. In the next election I may not show up, but that assurance I'll be having, that I'll be getting money. But in larger way we think that will be helpful for me to show up in the next elections.
Hmm.
But what if I,
Okay,
what
you're
more
saying
people
what if
coming
someone is
in the
like
domain?
I'm unprofessional and after getting that salary or whatever they can just what if they
Huh.
don't work after what if
Get
they
up.
change plates
Yes.
after elections. Okay, this
Yes.
we can easily build guidelines
Hmm.
to these things. Like for example, like for every employment this can be a thing, right? Like for example, you are
Hmm.
starting a school and you like you want
Hmm.
to give salaries, like you want to have teachers, right? But if in your mind, like you think that what if I give money and what if they leave, what if they don't show up,
Hmm.
right? But that's what
Hmm.
we will do. Like okay, or what we'll do is like we will give money after 30 days, like every job. Like how do teachers
Okay.
get salary? They work for 30
Hmm.
days and they'll get money for like it's basically salary
Okay.
system. So they will work for
Okay.
all 30 days
For
in a
all.
party office
Yes.
and they will
Yes.
get money for it, and they will work for our next 30
Hmm.
days and they'll get money. It's a basic salary system we have. And if
Yeah.
someone is not
Hmm.
going to office, or someone is not working, we can have like guidelines. And if someone is not showing up in the office, we can just uh, you know take necessary actions, whatever. You will know probably better.
Okay.
You are a lawyer. You have clauses and all.
Yeah. Okay.
That's your job to write.
So that is
What if someone absconds in
okay.
between?
Of Scots, yeah, Scots in between.
See you.
So that idea is very good. Like, what I see, you are giving an assurance. If suppose there is a not there is government, but we are not good enough to like make sure that government will be doing better or not.
Hmm.
So political parties, what we your political finances will be helpful, that if I am into the race, I'll be getting some benefits. I'm like
Yeah.
left no like not like I am like completely ruined after coming into the politics.
Yeah. Yeah.
But the thing is, that will be helpful for me. The second thing what you are supposed to think which will be helpful is in a larger scope, that they'll be coming up, show up in the next elections in a better
Yeah.
way,
Yeah,
with a
but
better
the
opportunity.
thing is
That
they
is
will
a good
work, right?
idea, very
That
good
they,
idea.
yeah, the
There'll
thing is
be
like,
work, yeah.
yeah. And what work they will do? Like if you get salary for like 1 year, like straight 1 year, like if you given a constituency,
Hmm.
like your own constituency, and you are saying like, okay, we'll give you money and you have to work on education for 5 years. Like you have to visit schools, you have to
Hmm.
visit and you have to see how they are
Yeah,
teaching, how
well,
what attendance.
some
Like there's a lot
reforms
of
will be
work, right? You will
very,
do a lot of work in these 5 years, and that will be
yes,
that will be a huge amount, right? Like the amount
yes,
of work will
yes.
be huge, and if you just turn that work into policies, you- just see how, and everyone
That
will do
will
it.
make wonders.
Yeah, that's real
Hmm.
democracy, right? That's what we are saying. See, what I
Yes,
believe is
yes.
like politics is just like any other occupation. Essentially, it is labor.
Hmm.
See, what teachers do, they teach, right? Teaching is labor. They have to
Yes.
teach. What carpenters do, they have to work. They have to work on furniture. Similarly, politics is
Yes.
also labor. And if you don't treat it as a labor, if you
Hmm.
don't like, if you think like, I don't need to go to visit schools and all, I know how they are running. I think everything is going fine. If I think like that, if I'm not actually working,
Hmm.
and I will just convince everyone that okay, whoever shout like disagrees with me, I will put them in jail or whatever the tone they generally use. That is not real labor,
Hmm.
right? They
That
are
will
just
be,
absconding from the
yes,
labor,
yes,
and they're just saying that we know everything.
yes.
Uh, while sitting in the home, one person will know everything about their state. They just talk to a few bureaucrats and they think they will know everything. That's not real democracy. The democracy is that active participation, active work, like working within the people, like
Hmm.
cadre working among the people is the real democracy. This is the symbol of real democracy.
Yes, yes,
and
yes.
and and I want to like, okay, first of all, let's do one thing. Let's we all so like in the first of our conversation we have discussed about what are the demerits of private funding system, right? So now let's
Hmm.
just
Hmm.
take them and see whether they exist in the public funding system or not. Okay, so
Okay.
what we have discussed, like within the private funding system you need a lot of money to
Hmm.
participate in election. Now
Hmm.
in public funding system there will
No,
be no necessary for money, right?
no, no
What
necessary of private party centering.
no necessary for private money. We don't need these big
Yes,
industrialists or whatever whoever have this money, because
yes,
money
yes,
comes from government. So,
yes.
and how it will come? On basis of vote, and everyone has one
Voting.
vote. So everyone has one vote and
Hmm.
everyone has one fund value. So everyone is has
Hmm.
equal influence. So let's say,
Hmm.
let's take a billionaire name, like let's say Ambani, for this moment.
Hmm.
And
Hmm.
today, what is your political influence and what is Ambani's political influence? What is influence?
Yeah.
like like I can support, I
Nobody
can
listened to me.
because you don't have a lot of money, right?
Lot of
So
money,
if you
right?
have, like, let's
Yeah.
say, if I give you 500 crores rupees of money, and then what will be
Hmm.
your political
Right away.
influence? Huh?
Right away. Right away, if I get, I can just influence anything.
Yeah, yeah. So you will just take that back to MLA and they will revere you. Come, madam, please sit, madam. What do you want?
Give me ticket next time. The
Yeah,
next
yeah,
election, I want to be
yeah. so
in
the,
your
so
party.
yeah, yeah. So the money will have huge role, right? You can have huge influence on
Yes,
political
yes.
parties because that will bring a lot of so within the public
Hmm.
funding system, no matter how much wealth you have, no matter how economic inequality you have in a society, that will not transfer or transcend into politics, because in politics
Hmm.
every rupee will be comes from government on the basis of vote,
Hmm.
and everyone has one vote,
Hmm.
and every vote has one fund value. So you and me and
Hmm.
Ambani and the poorest of the poor, everyone will be equal in that sense. So that is the
Hmm.
biggest,
Main.
like see, without equality, what is democracy? See, this public
Mm.
funding system is offering that equality, not economic equality. You might have like billionaires might have billionaires, they will room on car or whatever they have. But at least when it comes to politics, everyone has equal political influence. And that is a
Yes.
and can you imagine, tomorrow if a political party treats everyone irrespective of their economic
Is it
background.
in the same? Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
That
And
is
how
like
how it will be.
amazing thing.
Today they will act in front of
Yeah.
camera. We are for poor,
Ah,
whatever.
before elections.
Yeah, before camera, before elections, they will act. But in
But
reality, they who they will give
yes,
appointments, who will they
yes.
will give tender, whatever they favors.
Yeah,
So
yeah. Hmm.
now this big demerit in private funding system doesn't exist in public funding system. So like
Hmm.
I just wanted to reflect on it. Like, how do you think big it will be? Just
Yeah,
imagine
it
your
will be
life
very big.
within.
Like for imagination only, it is like yeah. Now I have like direct question to the government. I can like raise my voice
Uh,
directly. If not, like we at least don't get an appointment to meet.
yeah.
We need to walk multiple times to the persons to
Or
ask some questions or just
yeah.
get some benefits. So that will be like everybody will be treated equally. That is like very much like very wonderful thing to do to get. It's a
Yeah,
good
yeah.
idea.
See, yeah, that today today we are not anywhere near to right in the private funding system. We don't
Hmm.
see we are not. We feel like are we exist in this democracy? Does anyone?
Democracy, yeah.
We have felt like we are
And,
inconsequential. It doesn't matter. Like we don't feel like we feel like the people who got paralysis, they can't move, right? Even though they want to move, they can't move.
mm,
Similarly, we are also
yes, yes.
paralyzed in this
Same.
private funding system because
Palace.
to move we need money.
Mm.
Like to act we need money,
Yeah,
and we don't have money. We are like, even though you have a lot of
so
things in
much
your
of connection with money and politics,
yeah,
like
yeah, yeah.
very detailedly understanding the things.
So and
Yeah.
what I want you to reflect on is like if everyone has equal political status, like if everyone has equal political influence.
Hmm.
I mean, see, what do I mean by influence is like today, if billionaire, like if Ambani thinks he can finance a party single-handedly. You want 1,000 crores, okay, take this and run party for 5 years, whatever years you want to run.
Hmm.
But
Hmm.
in public funding
Hmm.
system, political parties depend on our vote. If we vote, they will get money, and
Yeah.
they will finance.
There.
They will
There.
get finance. So
Hmm.
everyone has, if
Hmm.
they what I'm saying is like everyone votes equally. Like everyone influence equally. If Ambani in that scenario, Ambani will only vote like can only vote like us. And like for example, let's say for every vote we are giving, like a government is allocating 100 rupees every month for a political party. Then Ambani's
Hmm.
influence is only 100 rupees per month. Today it might
100
be
rupees. Yeah.
1,000 crores per month, but in public funding
Hmm.
system it will be 100 rupees, and you will be 100 rupees per month. I will be 100, and
100
rest of
rupees. And you will be
everyone is
100.
will be 100
Yeah.
rupees per month, right? And
Hmm.
see, and what
Then
I
there
think
is
is,
no question of listening to only the big part, big,
yeah.
what do you say, big fishes.
Yeah, yeah. Big industries or whatever it is. So everyone is
Yes,
equal.
yeah.
And see, and
Equal.
some people might, like, no, even like who are watching, it might be very few people, but whoever people who are watching, they feel like, okay, why are you using this very big term that everyone is equal very loosely? But that's what it happens. Like
Hmm.
sometimes
Yeah.
you're putting a big claim, people say, okay, this is like similar to that zero budget politics. They are also telling, because it is also fashion to tell like everyone is equal. So
Well,
but
everybody are equal. It is
no, but it is
impossible thing to happen.
but it is reality. With this one policy, we
Yes,
can we
yes.
can actually achieve it. It's not it's not something which is
Yeah,
not
like, when you are like when the political parties are very much sure that if there is one vote, then only they'll be getting 100 rupees, then they'll be like getting into the trouble or fear. Like
yeah,
they need to do a good work so that they'll be impressing the few and they'll be doing good. Only they can achieve the votes and then only they'll be getting the money.
yeah,
So
yeah,
that fear will be there in the political party minds also.
yeah. So yeah, these all play a big role, and everyone will be actually, finally everyone will be equal in democracy. This is, I mean, in my book also, I just have this subtitle for public funding system as last step towards democracy. If we achieve this, then we will see real democracy. That will be a real democracy. Today, people who have money, that is a different story, right? And everyone can participate, no matter wealth we have, we can get, and you and I can participate as a cadre, and we'll get salary, we'll have our own life, and we also can do a lot of things. You know,
mm,
everyone can work on ground on various departments. You might work on education, I might work on healthcare, and on for 365 days, for
mm.
5 years, we will work on one department with
No,
freedom, with a lot of
yes,
freedom. See, today
100% efforts that.
yeah, bureaucrats also work, but they have to listen to the political bosses, right? They can't just think, I can, I want to change a education policy. They can't do like that. But with cadre, we
Hmm.
can write policies.
Again, any reforms, again, for any reforms, if any bureaucrat also wants to do, again, they just need permission few times from the
Yeah,
political parties
yeah,
because there'll be so much oppositions again. So many hurdles will be facing by them also.
yeah, yeah. So uh yeah, like wait, I'll get
So
stuck
again,
in
my
between.
question, again, one more question. Okay, sorry.
I
Like
think
again, my one more
there is a
question is,
resound. There is a resound I'm getting. Can
uh-huh.
you
Now
can you
is it
speak?
okay?
I think is it problem with my earphone? Like until now I've listened like everything is fine, but now I'm getting some
Now?
resound. Yeah, but I'm listening twice. You're saying now, right? I'm listening now.
Acha. I don't know then what happened
It's
all of a
like
sudden.
like someone in the mountains, like they speak when they'll get echo, right?
Yeah, echo.
Yeah,
Echo.
similarly I'm also getting, but okay, it's also fine. Like we are almost came to end. I think we can continue like this.
Yeah.
Uh,
I'll just have a question. And the thing is, like you said, like we'll be giving salaries to all the politicians. So
hey,
what
hey,
would be
I
again?
just
The
I just
question
lost.
mark is.
Can you repeat? Can you repeat?
Now am I audible?
Yeah, yeah, you are audible now.
So the thing is, you said like we'll be giving the salaries throughout the year, or we'll be giving the salaries for them. We'll be making that policies. So what could be the salaries again? Again, it is related to the corruption because why the government employees are being corrupted is like they will be getting the less salaries, and they wanted to uh, gain income from the other sources. So that is the reason again the corruption is being very much high. They want to, like, the cost of living is increasing,
Yeah,
the salaries are very low,
uh,
and what they choose is entering into the corruption so that
yeah,
they
yeah,
get the money. So
yeah.
in this case again, we are giving the salaries, and we are making sure that they'll be doing the work. But what if again the same procedure of corruption enters into this phenomenon of political finances?
Yeah, got a very interesting question. I really appreciate you for asking it. So the answer is this, that okay, you as a voter, let's okay. First of
Hmm.
all, like there are multiple answers for this question because there are multiple aspects, right? So let's take one at a time. Okay.
Yes.
So first of all,
Okay.
why there won't be corruption in political public funding system? I will tell you. I know these are probable reasons. So if you think as a voter, and if you think this part.
Hello,
Yes,
Vinay.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Now you are reconnected. Now it's fine. See, my net, going off for a while.
No, maybe it's my like issue near me. Like
Your
I have like recharged just now. Maybe my data limit has
oh,
been extended.
array. Okay, it's fine.
So I'm
Yeah,
done with my
yeah.
data.
See, okay, let's just talk like for 5 more minutes, and let's just wind up.
No, it's
Okay.
okay. I recharged. Yeah, I recharged.
Yeah, yeah. So now it's so what I'm trying to say is that if you think as an voter, like you yourself as a voter,
Hmm.
and like if you think that okay, I'm voting for this party, but they are doing corruption, and do you vote for that
Hmm.
party again? Will you vote?
Hmm.
No. So
Hmm.
what I'm trying to say is that in government, in the bureaucracy, people does not have control on them, and the
Hmm.
bureaucracy is meritocracy. Whoever will pass an exam, they will get a job, and that's it. There is no going back. But within politics, within public
Hmm.
funding system, the existence of political party will depend upon the people who are voting for them. And if they don't, if they do
Hmm.
practices acts of corruption and all of that, they will won't get vote again, and that is the reason. And
Yeah.
second reason what you said is that because the cost of living is so high, and it is corruption is also become a
Mm.
necessary if you don't have enough salaries. That's very like that's very valid question, and it's a very to answer that question we have to go to larger economic discussion, and I think we have to plan it for some other day, because that that will take another 2 hours or
Yes.
3 hours.
Yeah.
See, in property regimes, like
Okay.
like, see, the thing is like after a point, property doesn't make any sense. Like like whatever, like if you have
Yeah, I
two.
got it. Like, yeah, it's like still political again funding by the like again.
What
If
I'm
we
trying to
if
say
I
is
won't
that,
vote, there will be scare fear of.
yeah,
Hmm.
yeah. I'm saying after a point, property doesn't make any sense to a lot of people. Even though how many hours you work, you can't just, and that breeds larger economical reforms, and that those are very valid questions,
Yeah.
and like I think, but I, as I
Hmm.
said, we have to like the solutions are not in there in political finance, they are there in economics. For that we have to think
Then
about different
yes.
economic system that I did in my book, but I don't want to discuss it right now because
Okay.
first thing
Okay.
first thing we have to
Right. We'll
concept,
leave
because
it then.
what I've did is like whenever like in the beginning of like whenever I completed my book, like I've used to go and talk every concept in my book, and they used to like for
Hmm.
like they don't used to remember, like because you're discussing 4 or 5 concepts now, they don't discuss it, they don't remember anything. Like people are like they get confused
Hmm.
for sake,
True.
sometimes you're talking about political
Hmm.
finance, sometimes you're talking about economics, like what is your idea, man?
Hmm.
So I have multiple, but so
Hmm.
from there I thought like, okay, I have to stick on promoting one idea at a time.
One.
First, let's like
One.
we have to
Yeah.
discuss about we have to promote public funding system, and then later in that's
Got it.
so
Got it.
so so yeah, uh what else, like what have like I have to pose this very last question, like I just frame it in a good way so that you will respond. So do you think like yeah, I'll ask like this, okay? Do you think this public funding system can be really a solution for the problems what we are facing in current democracy, like the economic inequality, or like corruption, whatever you name a problem, like even for gender, or social justice discourse as well. Like today the women participation is very like like there are a lot of restrictions, as you said,
Yeah.
and therefore there very little participation, and like and like the chain of reactions led to little participation, right? But
Hmm.
within public funding system, every woman,
Yes.
like similar to man, have a vote, right?
Hmm.
And if they exercise vote properly and with
Yes.
conscious of gender
Hmm.
representation, half of the political class will be the women themselves, right? Like if
Yes.
you make sure that if you don't have a adequate number of women in the cadre, and I don't vote for your party, just say that
Hmm.
openly, like if you're not
I don't.
giving
Yes. We just we can
so
just demand that.
yeah,
We
but the
can.
you really have that bargaining power, and you'll get into
Yes.
politics, like and the same goes to caste, like anti-caste discourse as well, or anti-class discourse as well. So you will
Yes.
always ask for adequate or proper proportionate proportion in that in representation, and
Yes.
you have real bargaining power. Like if someone says that, okay, I will give,
Hmm.
but if they don't give, the next time you don't trust, and you will never vote that party in your life, only because I put your
Hmm.
trust on you, and you like I lost it for 5 years.
You ended up like,
So
yeah.
I don't gonna vote
Okay.
for you again. that like,
That is a good
so let me just rephrase my
idea
question
also.
again.
Okay.
Do you
Okay.
think this public funding system can really solve all the political problems? As we like, as I phrasing it, like or majority of them, like how do you think, like how big it
Hmm.
can be, and how, and see, whenever I think like 150 crore people are living in this country, and this one policy
Hmm.
can affect positively all of them. At
Yeah.
times I think like, okay, this is your, like if this one thing you can do for 150 crore people, oh, I think you can die or something. You
Yes.
have purpose in life, man. That is this. Like imagine 150 crore. Can you remember
Yeah.
their
I just
names?
appreciate like
Hey, your voice again. We are
are
going
it
out.
more.
Can you just hold on a
It's
second?
is it okay now? Yeah.
No, the video is okay. Now you're fine. Now, now reflect. Yeah.
Is that okay now?
Nah, yeah.
Okay. So the thing is, first of all, I want to appreciate because of your thoughts, which you are like imagining. What if everybody get the equal rights? What if everybody have that equal opportunity to represent larger scale? So that is like really appreciate because everybody are in the race of a democracy. Like we just vote and we just think of, we just see the manifesto, we just vote, we just again feel that the government is not like recognizing or not working properly. But what the proposal what you are giving is very absolutely just phenomenal, I can say. Like uh, my vote, I need the answer. I'll question, you need to answer, and I have that power authority for just one vote. That the true democracy thing what you have explained is really good. And yeah, may not, I don't know, because it is not in the practical thing right now, so I cannot say it can be solved everything. Maybe it again get few many troubles, or it may
Ah,
get few things in the larger scale. But the very few things what is like what you said, it may be the gender representation, maybe the anti-caste discourse, like people coming from the downtrodden to in the politics, and that exposure. If not, what are the working scenarios departmentally, if you are working every time every year in a say department and improvising the things, reforming the things, that will be a absolute like what we can like soon be a developed country,
yeah, yeah.
not still the developing. So that is an excellent of ideas of thinking how politics related to the money, and that one vote share again generating money and that political control by only the people. It's a very good idea. Maybe it can be a solutions to many things.
Yeah. So yeah, I think so for most part, I
I don't
think
know whether you got all the things what I wanted to convey,
so.
because many things are running in my mind. I'm just expressing the things.
Yeah, no,
I
no, no.
don't know how it is
See, that's
delivered.
what I'm expecting. Also, I don't want it to be formal. It has to be informal, right? Like if you're introduced to new idea, sometimes you get lost. Okay, what this
Yeah,
is idea? Like in classroom also
it's
you
like
get
very
lost.
new concepts
Mm.
to
Yeah.
hear. Very new concepts, Acha. So
So, uh, yeah, in the ending note, let's say tomorrow, like there is an opportunity for you to support or not to support, like there is this thing called plebiscite, right? Plebiscite means like we will vote on an issue. Like I want this issue, I want
yes,
this policy, or I don't want this policy.
this,
So, like
yeah.
if there is a situation we have for public funding system, what will you vote for? Do you
Hmm.
vote for public funding system, or do you vote for against public funding system? This is the last question I'm framing for every guest from now on. So this is the last.
The traditional, I won't go for the traditional because I have been seeing this from the years. Now I just want to vote for the public finance system, and how like I want to see a change. If it is
Yeah,
like really working out, that would create wonders. So
yeah.
I just want to vote for this idea.
Yeah, yeah.
So
Great. So, okay. Thank you first of all for accepting this invitation and joining.
thank you for inviting me
Yeah,
again.
no, this has been, see, as I said, like as I also already told you, like in social science discussions, see if you're not being
Hmm.
like the honesty is the one important thing, right? See, people
Yes,
like fall
yes.
into these three categories. One people, first set of people will accept whatever you say because they are your friend, like they will think
Hmm.
like that, or whatever they say, okay, you are correct, buddy. But other set of people will
Yeah,
say like whatever you say, I don't want to accept it because I don't
I
want to
don't
do
want
it.
to
That's dishonest
accept.
reactions. But the
Yeah.
honest approach was like, if okay, if I have to say something here, I will say. Otherwise, like if there is no need to say, I don't do that for attention. This the
Hmm.
honesty is very important. Politics is all about altruism, and social science is also
Yeah.
about altruism, thinking for everyone, and also honesty. And if we do that, that would be that would make meaningful discussions, right? Otherwise the conversations won't be doesn't
True.
add any value. So I think
Or,
you have
yeah,
added a
or
lot of
fruit.
value to this discourse. Thanks for accepting
No,
invitation.
thank
And Hopefully in future
Thank you.
also
Thank you
we'll
very much.
discuss, like we'll have some other conversations. And one
Yeah.
last request is, like, if you find some time in in coming week or two or in a month, if you find some time, I want you to write some reflection, some two three
Hmm.
or four paras of reflection, so I will post it in social
Okay.
media handles, like because that will be okay.
Okay.
Video is
I'll
good,
do.
but also I want some written reflection of you as well,
Yes,
and you
yes,
also
I'll
have
do
time to
because
think, right?
like this is the first time yeah, I'll get time to think. That is what I
Yeah,
was about to tell, because it's the first time I'm hearing so many things and so many wonderful things into. So I'll get time to like to collect everything, gather everything, and put on the paper. That would be a good idea. I'll do that for sure.
yeah. Thank you, Sneha. Thank you for accepting and doing your first
Thank
stream.
you,
And this is
Vinay.
my second or third
All the
stream, I
best.
guess. Yeah. Bye. Bye, everyone.
Okay,
Thanks for
thank you. All the
staying.
best to you. All the best.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Thank you. Do you want to say
You
anything
guys
to
do
audience
think
if
a
they are
lot.
watching, if there are any?
Yeah, please like, share, and subscribe.
No, support for public funding system.
I was kidding. Yeah, yes, that's a good idea actually. So even the audience who are who have a very patient towards listening to all our chit chatting and all, you just think about this system, how it is, how it gonna work, and if you have any queries, you can like
Yeah. Comment
comment
it
in the
down. We'll
section
discuss.
box. Yeah, Vinay will be there to answer all your questions, and you can also, if the person is very well known, he can also bring you to the live stream, and you
Yeah,
can
we can
discuss
join live
any.
as well. Yeah. Okay then.
Yeah, thank you, Vinay, for calling.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Bye,
all